What is going on, guys? We are live for tonight's live webinar. I'm excited to be here. I hope you are as well. I know we have a good turnout. There's already a bunch of people in the chat box. If you're just tuning in, let us know where you're coming in, where you're tuning in from. We really enjoy hearing about where everyone's from. So tonight we have a big plan ahead of us. By the end of this webinar, you're going to hear about Jungle Scout's latest and most exciting feature to date. Not only that, but you guys are going to learn how to launch products on Amazon and do so successfully. So I don't want to waste any time. Let me dive into my slide deck here and we will get going. Tonight, we're talking about launching your product on Amazon with a bang. And let me see if any of these sound familiar for you guys. Have you released your first product on Amazon and crickets? No sales at all? If so, let me know in the chat box. I really hate to hear that, but I know this is a common story, especially with beginners. Or maybe your product is on Amazon, it's just not ranking as well as what you had hoped. That's not good either. Or maybe your product's on Amazon, it's getting some decent sales, but you're not getting reviews as fast as you would like. And tonight in this webinar, we're going to be talking about how to solve all these problems. So if you resonate with these problems, then you're going to want to stick around. First of all, who am I? I'm Greg Mercer. I'm the founder and CEO of Jungle Scout. I've launched over 100 products on Amazon. I still have my Amazon business, even though I spend most of my time working on Jungle Scout. I really just eat, sleep, breathe all things Amazon. I love talking to Amazon sellers and knowing what's working well and what's not. And I'm going to share a lot of those insights that I've learned over the years with you guys. So, some of you who are watching this may be familiar with JumpSend. JumpSend's a tool that we had built a few years ago to help people launch deals or launch coupons out to shoppers, as well as send email campaigns to get things like reviews or feedback or follow-up sequences or whatever else. And tonight's a really exciting night because we are announcing that we have actually deprecated JumpSend. But more importantly, we've moved all the fantastic functionality of JumpSend into Jungle Scout. Not only that, but we've made it a lot better than what it was before. So you still have access to all those shoppers and the email campaigns, but we've made a bunch of really neat improvements as well. So the first of these big features and improvements that we have inside of here is with our email campaigns. So if you're not familiar with email campaigns, how it works is after someone purchases your product, that triggers an email, and in the email, you're either giving information to your customer or you are asking for them to perform an action or behavior. And this has now been out kind of in beta for a couple weeks now. And Allison actually just sent this to me a few days ago and it says, I've tried all the email automation platforms for Amazon sellers. Yours is the easiest to use, most reliable, and has the most robust functionality, which I was really happy to hear because the team's been working really hard on this. And I think when you guys see it, you'll understand why. The other huge feature that we've just released inside of Jungle Scout is our promotions feature. So the promotions feature is awesome. How it works is you can load your coupons into Jungle Scout and bargain hunters will still shop on JumpSend. They'll look for your product and they'll request a coupon. You can give them the coupon. They'll purchase your product on Amazon, and by doing so, you're getting additional sales, which helps you with PageRank. And we'll talk about that in a little bit more depth here shortly, but this is another really exciting feature for us, and this is now live for all of the Jungle Scout customers. So what are people saying about this? Like I said, it's been out kind of in beta for a couple of weeks now, and the feedback we've gotten so far has just been absolutely fantastic. Lots of 5-star reviews talking about this specific functionality that we've just released. On Trustpilot alone, we have over 1,200 reviews now. I love reading through these, and it makes all of us here who's working really hard on this stuff really happy to see that you guys, the customers, are finding this valuable and you're really enjoying it. We've also gotten some great feedback on Facebook. So we asked some people in our Facebook group, hey, what are you guys thinking about this? How do you like it so far? The people who got a chance to use it. And Alex said the timing is weirdly perfect. I found my product on Jungle Scout earlier this year. I found my manufacturer using your supplier database and started selling on Amazon last month. I'm excited to use Launch to help me boost my sales and keep customers happy. Connor said, I've used both JumpSend and Jungle Scout for a long time, so it's really cool and convenient to have them both in the same space. And a couple more just nice things talking about our tools, which is fantastic. So you guys are probably thinking, okay, you've spoken a little bit about how to launch this product. I've heard some of the feedback that other people have given, but how do you launch a product? What's working well today? What's not working? There's a lot of rumors floating around about this works and that doesn't work, and this isn't allowed and that's allowed and whatever else. And let me start with just the very basics, okay? In order to rank well on Amazon, we know that you have to have sales, or more importantly, like sales velocity, so how quickly you're selling these goods. We also know that your listing has to convert well, okay? And some combination of the sales velocity, your conversion rate, and what I believe is your historical sales, as well as your keyword relevancy, is what Amazon kind of adds together to figure out how they want to rank your listing in the search engine results. So when a customer searches for a keyword, Amazon has an algorithm to figure out how well to rank your particular listing. Now, the problem with this is, since we know that sales and sales velocity are a major factor in ranking well, is when you launch a brand new product on Amazon, you don't have any sales, right? And what sellers are often left with is a little bit of the chicken and the egg problem. So you don't have any sales, but you need sales in order to rank well, right? So to get started, I like to call these kind of assisted sales. So these aren't sales that are going to be happening organically, and I'll go over a few of the ways to get assisted sales here momentarily. But after you start to get some of these sales, now you're ranking better in the search results. When you rank better in the search results, now you're getting more organic sales. When you get more organic sales, you rank better in the search results. When you get any sales, a certain portion of those result in reviews. Now that you have more reviews, your conversion rate's improving. And as you can see, these things start to snowball on top of each other. But it all starts with getting those assisted sales, because otherwise you're kind of just stuck with the chicken and the egg problem, right? So this is a very important thing to understand. These are the very basics of how to rank on Amazon, but these are really the fundamentals that it's important for you to understand. So these are a few of the most common ways to get what I call assisted sales. So what I have on here is a deal site, similar to what I'm going to show you that Jungle Scout now has this functionality. You can use Amazon PPC to help get sales. You could reach out to influencers and pay them to promote your product to get those initial sales. You could either participate in like free social groups like Facebook groups, or do paid social ads. And then you could also try to build an audience or have an existing audience and promote your product to them. Now, what I've done here is I've ranked each of these on how effective I believe they are, the difficulty in doing so, and the costs associated with it, okay? So let's start in the bottom right and work our way backwards up. So, for the first one, if you have an audience, right, the effectiveness of promoting to them greatly depends on how big the audience is, right? So if it's a small audience, I ranked it 1 out of 5, a larger audience, 5 out of 5. The difficulty though for building an audience, we're talking about quite a bit, right? You have to like build a website and do an email capture form or build an audience somewhere else, and doing all that's going to be fairly costly. So it's not my favorite way to go about getting these assisted sales. However, if you already have an existing audience, you could think about doing so. Paid ads, the effectiveness, I haven't actually found them that effective. It's pretty hard to get sales, at least at a cost-effective manner on these paid channels. And I think of myself as someone who's like fairly decent at running paid ads. So the cost is usually pretty high, and the difficulty is pretty high, especially if you've never done these before. Social, there's Facebook groups out there that you can try to get people to purchase or like use your coupons. The effectiveness is kind of hit or miss. Difficulty is not too bad. It's relatively inexpensive, but most people have pretty poor results with it. Influencer, again, it depends on the size of the audience. Difficulties in the middle. Cost is usually pretty high because they usually require quite a bit of money. And then I've saved my favorite two for last. So my favorite two ways to get these assisted sales on Amazon is by using the on-platform Amazon PPC. It's pretty effective, it's not too difficult, and the cost is kind of like somewhere right in the middle. Now, I like to use PPC the whole time that I'm selling my goods on Amazon, so I start using it right when I'm launching my product. A deal site is what 95% of people find to be most effective for getting these assisted sales. So it's very effective. It's pretty easy to get customers to request your coupons and then purchase your goods on Amazon. Difficulty is very easy, and there is some cost associated with it because you're giving out deep discounts for your product. However, I've found that it's still significantly less expensive than something like the paid ads or paying an influencer or building an audience. So these are all the different ways that you could be thinking about how to get those initial assisted sales. I, however, would strongly recommend the top two left, the deal site and the PPC. So, does this still work? Well, let me show you guys a real case study. And I actually just added this case study just this morning because someone messaged me on Facebook Messenger yesterday, told me about the success that they had. They were one of the first people to use kind of this functionality when we released it into Jungle Scout in beta a couple weeks ago. And I want to share it with you, okay? So they gave me permission to use to use this example in this particular webinar. However, what you'll see is I've blurred out any sensitive data because I don't want to give up kind of what their product is. But the top 4 keywords here, what you'll see is they all have pretty good search volume. Let's talk about broad match search volume. You know, we're talking about 40,000 searches per month for the top 2 keywords. The bottom 2 still have significant search traffic at about 24,000 and 3,000. And inside of Keyword Scout, which is Jungle Scout's keyword research tool, we recommend how many units you would need to give away using something like deals. And we also rate it as the ease to rank for these particular keywords. Now, 100 is the easiest to rank and 0 would be the hardest to rank. So as you can see for these keywords, you know, the top 3, I would call them like medium difficulty, and the bottom one I'd say high difficulty as far as ease to rank goes. Now this particular person, after looking at these recommended giveaways, chose to give away 15 coupons per day for 11 days, okay? Now they gave away 15 coupons per day. Not all those were redeemed. They said somewhere between 10 to 14 coupons per day were redeemed. And over the course of this, they gave out 115 coupons, which we'll see here in a second. So they chose to give away, you know, they gave away 15 coupons per day for 11 days, I believe. And as you can see here, they gave a 90% discount. It was $17.99, and they discounted it down to $1.79. And we can see right here that they approved 115 shoppers. A question we commonly get is, what discount would you like to give? And it really depends on the kind of perceived value of your particular product and how many people are looking for it, okay? So what I say when I mean that is something that has a low perceived value, something like an iPhone case or something that people associate for being able to get pretty cheap, you're gonna have to offer a much bigger discount. If it's something that people really value and you know, they don't see on the deal site very often, then you can give a smaller discount. So most commons probably around 70 to 80%, but this particular person, they wanted to give away 115 coupons. So I think they wanted to make sure there was plenty of discount so that enough shoppers would ask for those. And these are the results. So this screenshot, this last screenshot right here, this was taken from the promotions section inside of Jungle Scout, which I'll give you a demo here in a couple minutes. But these are the results. And this screenshot was taken out of another tool called Splitly. Splitly is an A/B testing and optimization tool, and one of the functionalities inside of there is it tracks keyword rank. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at 4 graphs that show us how well this listing ranked for each of these 4 keywords. And these are the same 4 keywords that I showed you in that kind of a first slide where you saw the search volumes associated with them. So this is over a 14-day period, and they had just launched 14 days ago. And within a 14-day period, their number 1 keyword was on the first page and the number 1 rank. So that it doesn't get any better than that. Their second keyword was on the first page on the number 2 rank, which is still extremely good. Their third keyword made it on the first page about halfway down at the 14th rank. And their fourth and final keyword that they were, the main one they were targeting, is at the first page in the number 2 rank. So, people ask like, okay, is this method still effective? Like what you're showing us here? And this person literally just did this. I just grabbed these screenshots out of their account after they gave me permission this morning and just put this in the slide deck. So I think this shows that it is still effective. I will say they also did use PPC in addition to these deals. So they had a PPC budget of $50 per day, but they gave away 115 coupons with a $50 a day PPC budget. And these are the results for some really good keywords. So hopefully that answers the question of, do promotions still work? Does giving coupons out still work? Does it help you still get sales? And do those sales still help your organic search ranking in the Amazon search results? And the answer to that is yes. And I think this shows it. I also personally, this is how I launched my products. And I think a lot of people who have tried this method themselves realize that this is still a very effective method for launching new products. When we think about people who don't launch successfully, it's usually because you don't have a well planned out launch, right? So I see this pitfall very commonly, that people, invest quite a bit in their product and then they're scared to invest in their launch. And I really encourage you guys not to do so, because it's extremely important to invest in your launch and to do it well in order to get those sales. So you might be thinking, do these deals and do these coupons result in reviews? And the answer to that is, the goal of the deals and the promotions is to improve your search engine rank. It's in order to get sales, get exposure for your product, and to improve in the Amazon search results, okay? Now, the best way to get reviews, I'll go over in the next slide, but has to do with getting sales. So if you think about that early slide where it's like, how do you launch? You get the assisted sales. Those assisted sales help with your search engine ranking, more organic sales as a result, and then more sales. Well, as a result, when you get sales, part of that is just going to be getting reviews, okay? Now, organically on Amazon, less than 1% of sales result in reviews. Now, the best way to improve this is by sending follow-up email sequences. And this is by far like the undisputed method across the Amazon community. The best way to increase the rate at which you're receiving reviews is by sending follow-up emails. Now, I send follow-up emails to everyone who purchases my product, and I would encourage you to do the same. It doesn't matter if they purchase it at a discount or with a lightning deal or with a coupon or at full price or purchase multiple goods or whatever else. Every customer of mine that purchases my goods, I send a follow-up email asking for a review. And as a result, I get a lot more reviews. So deals and promotions don't directly translate to reviews. We're not exchanging that. That would be against the Amazon's terms of service. But I would encourage you, for everyone that you make a sale to, that you follow up with an email asking for a review, which is within Amazon's terms of service. When we're thinking about other potential methods of getting reviews, my second favorite way of improving the rate at which you receive reviews is by adding product inserts. So you've probably seen these. They're becoming more popular. We often get the question, are these within Amazon's terms of service? Does Amazon allow this? And the answer to that is yes. And what we're talking about here is leaving an insert inside of your product, asking the customer to leave a review. If you do so in an unbiased way and you're not only asking for positive reviews, then this is perfectly within the terms of service. Where Amazon does not like it and it gets to be gray hat or black hat is if you're only asking for positive reviews. So that's very important. Some other ways to just help increase the rate at which you're receiving reviews is to really give like a wow experience. Really make that customer happy. Maybe that means including a freebie or a handwritten thank you card, or just giving more than what they expect. So these are good ways to help increase the rate at which you're receiving reviews. And again, if we think back to our launch diagram and what results in a good rank, we know that sales velocity as well as conversion rate. You're going to help improve your conversion rate with additional sales that you get. We've put together, so if you're only going to choose one of these to help increase the rate at which you receive reviews, email campaigns or inserts or whatever else, I strongly encourage the email campaigns because they're by far the most effective. And that just makes sense, right? If you think about all the reviews you've ever left on any platform, not just Amazon, and how often do you go there just organically to leave a review? Me personally, not too much, right? But when someone asks me to leave a review, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that real quick. It's like, I just went on vacation a few weeks ago. I wouldn't have thought to leave this tour company a review on TripAdvisor, but they sent me a follow-up email after and said, hey, if you wouldn't mind, we would really appreciate it if you would leave us a review. I'm like, yeah, actually, I had a good experience. I'd be happy to leave you a review because I know how much it can really help businesses. So that being said, we put together the 5 highest converting email templates for getting reviews, and everyone who signs up, even just for a free trial, will receive this the day after they sign up for Jungle Scout, so that you have access to these email templates. And I would encourage you guys to just use the email templates or slightly modify them, because we've done a lot of testing. We found that these are very effective. So let's go ahead and look inside of the product so you guys can see what this looks like, okay? So some of you watching this webinar are probably familiar with Jungle Scout. Other of you guys are not familiar with Jungle Scout's web application. But those of you who are familiar with it and have been following us closely, you'll see that we're adding new stuff to Jungle Scout like crazy. A lot of people are familiar with Jungle Scout for our product research tools, but we're turning into much, much more than that. So now not only can you find products, but now we also help you find suppliers. If you didn't see the last webinar I did on finding suppliers, I really encourage you to do so, because a lot of people said it's a true game changer, and I honestly believe that. We also help you find keywords, use these keywords for PPC or optimizing your listing. We also help you build your listings with these keywords using our listing builder. And if I jump down here to launch, this is the brand new section of today is the official release day for it. So inside of this section, you see these 2 pieces of functionality that I've spoken about for the past 15 minutes. So promotions is the way to publish deals for bargain hunters and distribute coupons for them to purchase on Amazon. Email campaigns is the way that you can follow up with all your customers and ask them to leave a review. Both of these pieces of functionality used to be available in JumpSend. Now we've included them inside of Jungle Scouts to save you guys money and to give a better cohesive user experience with it. But let me just show you real quick how this works and how easy it is to set one of these up, okay? So after you've synced your account, what you're gonna do is go in here and you're gonna select one of these products that you want to run a deal on. I'm gonna do it for our new Jungle Slider keyboard tray. Go to next step here. And what I can do is I can edit the description in here, set up my support email. Since this is just a demo, I'm just gonna go through this real quickly. What we do is we offer something called inventory protection, which is extremely important. What this does is this limits the amount of purchases a customer can make to 1. And this, you've probably, if you've been in this game for a little while, you've heard these horror stories of people using deeply discounted coupons to purchase a large amount of goods. We do not want that to happen. And that's why we've built in this inventory protection. So it's very important. Let's go on to the next step. You're gonna create your coupons inside of Jungle Scout and enter them into here. I'm right now gonna select to manually approve the shoppers. So the two ways you can do it is you can manually approve every shopper yourself. This gives you the most control of how many coupons you want to give out each particular day. Or you can automatically approve your shoppers. And that way you don't have to log in every day and remember to do so. So I can select how many shoppers I would want to approve each day. For this example, we'll do manual. And that's it. I would hit the publish button. And then this particular listing actually goes live over at jumpsend.com. So now jumpsend.com is still alive, but it's only for our shoppers, for our bargain hunters. And you can actually see in real time, this is the promotion that I just released for my keyboard tray. If I was a shopper, I would click on this and I would request the item. And then what happens if you go into your Jungle Scout app, you'll see that you get requests. So I published this earlier just so we'd have a few minutes to get some requests in here. I published it probably 4 or 5 hours ago and I have 161 requests from shoppers who would like a coupon code for me. And what I can do is I can manually go in and approve or deny the amount of coupons that I want to distribute that particular day. So this gives me ultimate control to only give out the amount of coupons that I want to give out each day. So it's very easy to use. It's robust enough and has the ability to give out about as many coupons as you want. We're actually up to close, like, I think it's on our website, we said 100,000, but it's actually closer to 150,000 live shoppers on JumpSend right now. So these are the people who are bargain hunters, they're Amazon shoppers, they love a good deal. So they're constantly on JumpSend all the time looking for a coupon for different products that are interested in, that they're interested in. So very easy to use. It's robust and has enough volume to really give out about as many coupons as you want, as long as you offer a deep enough discount. And is, you know, as you guys saw right here, it literally took me like 1 minute to set up this promotion. Compared back to some of the other items that were on that chart of all the other ways to do these promotions or run deals, this one is much easier. So let's take a look at the email campaigns real quick. And so what I'm looking at here are 2 of the email campaigns that I have set up. We'll create a new one real quick just so I can show you guys how easy this is to do. I'm going to go down here and I will select this second one. Let's choose a product to set it up for. So I'm just going to choose one of my products. And in the last step, it already has the template that I selected set up for me. So if I want, I can just click publish right now. If I would prefer to edit this template, you can see right in here that I can go through this and I can make changes to this particular template. So not only that, but I can make changes to the different triggers or the delays with each trigger. So it's very easy to do, and you can see the exact order that it's going through. So after it's purchased, this one ships immediately, a thanks for your order campaign. After the product's been delivered, it waits 2 days. It sends 1 email request. Then it waits 5 more days. Then it sends a second email request. So you can nice and easily visually see how the whole email campaign is working. And all I have to do is just hit publish. And now this is published. Whoever purchases my blue Jungle Snugs baby hooded towel next, regardless if it's at a discount or full price or a lightning deal or anything else, I'm sending this email campaign to everyone because I want to ask for reviews from everyone and anyone purchasing my product. So we're really excited to have built all this into Jungle Scout. Those of you who are following us, you'll see that we're adding so much stuff into Jungle Scout at such a rapid rate, and you can continue to expect more of that into the future. So we're really, really excited about that. So I'm going to take the questions at the end. We're getting closer to that point. So I know there's lots of questions coming in. We're just going to save those for a few minutes until we get to the end. And then I will go from there. So let me ask you guys, what is a proper launch worth to you? Because it's really the success or the failure of a product. It's very difficult to it's impossible to do well on Amazon without a proper launch. You have to get those initial sales sometime. some way. You can use any of those methods that I showed you back in that chart, but as you can quickly see that like one of the easiest and least expensive ways is using coupons like this, okay? So let me ask you, like what's it worth to you? You probably spent a lot of money on the on your product and getting it in. I'm starting to see responses in the chat box, 1,000, 2,000. So you don't want to skip on the launch, all right? I looked at some of our competitors because I was curious what they're charging for this type of thing. And this is one of our competitors. For each product launch they do, they charge between $500 and $1,500. And this is only for one product, okay? So between $500 and $1,500. And I think this company is doing pretty well. So I guess this, it is worth at least this much money to a lot of people. One of the other ones I looked at for an individual launch, they charge $500. Or if you subscribe for $400 a month, I think you can do one each month. So, it's probably is worth that to me. One of our other competitors, they're doing it $200 per launch. So getting less expensive, like for me, it would easily be worth $200. But for us, we're charging much, much less than this. So we charge for Jungle Scout based off of how many orders per month you have. However, most people are in the $49 or $69 per month tier. So this is why I had this quote at the top when I told someone this. They said, "You're crazy for charging so little. Have you gone crazy, Greg? Or are you just a madman?" And this is for unlimited launches. This is also for unlimited email campaigns. So it's like 1/10 the price, way, way, way less expensive here. And for unlimited launches and unlimited email campaigns. So literally for the competitors, you could be spending tens of thousands of dollars if you have a bunch of products, whereas here you could do all that for $69 a month. And that's not all. So, we thought about pricing this separately. We thought about, okay, should we charge $500 per launch or $1,000 per launch or whatever else? But we talked to a lot of our customers, and for us here at Jungle Scout, it's very important to be thought of as a tool that's like just bar none the most helpful tool in the Amazon space. So to me, it just didn't seem right. Like I know how hard it is to start a business, and entrepreneurship is tough. And I didn't want to be the company charging $500 or $1,000 or whatever else. So we're giving you unlimited use of the email campaigns and the promotions. But when you sign up for one of these plans, you also get access to all of the Jungle Scout web application products or functionality inside of there. So you get all of the Find Products functionality that a lot of you guys are familiar with. You get our supplier database and the My Supplier section inside of Find Suppliers. So this is like an amazing way to find out what factories your competitors are using, which is super, super powerful. You get access to all of our keywords functionality, Keyword Scout, the listing builder. You can save your list in there. So it's very powerful. And we've heard from a lot of people who have tried a lot of them that our keyword research tools are the best in the business. And you get this new functionality that we just released today, which is the promotion. So you can now launch products successfully on Amazon and follow up with everyone purchasing your product to help you get reviews. So if you want to take advantage of it, you can find it at junglescout.com/blastoff. And just a few weeks ago, we rolled out a new feature inside of our web application, which is called the Academy. Now, the Academy has tutorials in it to help you guys learn how to use our products well, but also how to really succeed on Amazon, okay? So in there right now is maybe, let's say 15 or 20 different videos to help you through these different steps. And we're now producing content very quickly for this, so you can expect the Academy to really be built out to be much more robust in the near future. So it really helps you guys fully understand how to use these tools and take maximum advantage of them to really succeed on Amazon. So not only do you get all the Find Products and the Find Suppliers and the Keyword Scout and all of our launch functionality, but also this Academy, and all of that is included in the pricing that you're seeing here. So these are our plans that if you are a current Amazon seller, or once you sign up for an Amazon Seller Central account, you can unlock these plans. and you'll get access to all of that functionality. So not only that, but you can also start with a 7-day free trial. So if you're not yet a Jungle Scout customer, I really encourage you to sign up for this free trial, totally risk-free, get it 7 days for free, use as much in there as you want during this. And what I know is that you'll be really happy with it, and that you won't know how you used to do business without it, okay? So you can find this at junglescout.com/blastoff, and that's where you can find more information about the launch functionality as well as sign up for a free trial. If you are already a Jungle Scout customer, or already a Jungle Scout customer to our web application, instead of signing up through the free trial link, what you should do is you should go into the web app. And when you click on the launch, and you'll see this on the left-hand side of the nav menu, then you'll see a page on there which lets you unlock these different seller features, okay? So what we've done is we've segmented these features that you have to have an Amazon Seller Central account for, and that you have to be an Amazon seller for, away from the other ones, so the people who are just starting out don't get overwhelmed. So once you're ready for this, go ahead and go in there, just click launch, unlock all the seller features, and then you can get access to the promotions and email campaigns that we just spoke about. So one more time, if you're interested in that, it's junglescout.com/blastoff. We'll also include the link in the chat box so that you guys can find it. And now it's time for some questions and answers. So go ahead and drop in the chat box what questions you guys have. I'll try to answer as many of that as I can. All right, Brett Williams has a good question here, and he says, can you address the suspension fear that exists around launch promotions? And that's a good question, and I know that people are oftentimes worried that what they're doing is not within Amazon's terms of service. And for one, this is a good thing to be worried about this, because when your whole business kind of like relies on Amazon, like my Amazon or my physical products business does, you want to make sure that you're playing by the rules, okay? Now, giving out coupons is well within Amazon's terms of service, okay? They give you the ability to create coupons. They encourage you through things like lightning deals or the coupon functionality that you can list on your listing. They encourage you to give out coupons. So Amazon's perfectly cool with giving out coupons to customers, okay? Now, that's really all we're doing. We're giving out coupons to customers. They're purchasing these products on Amazon, so Amazon's happy because they're getting a sale, and that helps our listing start to get some initial sales. So this is within Amazon's terms of service. We have a whole bunch of customers already using this, and back when some of that functionality was inside of JumpSend, they've been using it for literally for years, and we haven't had any issues with it. So we do know that it's perfectly fine to do these types of promotions and give away coupons to customers. Brenda said, is there a way to launch for a client that I manage or only for my own account? Good question. What I would recommend is for you on behalf of your client or yourself to sign up for a Jungle Scout account. They can actually link up their Seller Central account through the MWS API, and then they can actually grant you access to their account with the additional users. That's the best place to do it. Katie Blair said, isn't Amazon cracking down on giveaways? This is what I said earlier, like there's been rumors floating around for as long as I've been selling on Amazon. So literally for like the better part of a decade, the chatter has never stopped that like this week or this month or this year or whatever, that Amazon's cracking down on doing these giveaways. And, we have not seen that ourselves. These are still very effective. We literally just launched our Jungle Slider keyboard tray that we did as part of the $1 Million case study just let's see, 2 months ago now. This is the exact method we used for it, and all of it was perfectly fine. So, I don't believe those kind of like rumors floating around that they are cracking down on it. And, the people that I've talked to at Amazon haven't alluded to that either. What is the normal response rate for reviews from launch. So something I want to make clear here is, giving away the promotions and doing the deals, this is to help you get sales. These aren't for getting reviews. Now, sending follow-up emails to all your customers, we're not talking about just the people purchasing a deal. I'm sending follow-up emails to all my customers. This is to help me get reviews. And what we found is it varies quite a bit per product, but let's call the organic email rate on Amazon 1% for even numbers. It's actually a little bit lower than that. We've seen that increase to 3 or 4% with sending follow-up emails. So sending the follow-up emails really do help you get reviews. What's the difference between automated / manual coupon user selection? The only difference is some people like control over how many coupons they're giving out per day. Like they want to be the one to go in there and say like, okay, today, I haven't gotten that many sales, so I want to give away some extra coupons. If you want that amount of granularity, then I suggest manual. If you just want to say, hey, for the next 10 days, I want to give out 15 coupons per day, then you can just set it to automatic. That's the only difference. Let's see. Can my husband and I use the same account on 2 different computers? Yes, with this Jungle Scout web application, the product that I was just demoing, it's perfectly fine to give your husband, you can even give him his own login to it, and you can use it on different computers. Should I wait to sign up until I'm ready to plan a launch? What I would recommend is that you take advantage of one of our Jungle Scout plans that are built for people who are not yet selling on Amazon. And through those are startup, standard, and business. And through those, you'll have access to all the functionality that you need to find your product and find your supplier and create your listing. And then once you create your Seller Central account, then I would unlock the features of launch. So that's what I'd recommend for you. Let's see here. There's a few kind of like pricing questions, like how will this affect our annual subscription? And for those in kind of like in one-off cases or kind of questions around that, probably the best thing is just to shoot us an email, support@junglescout.com. If you have one-off questions about, hey, how do I unlock this when I already have an annual plan or anything else around that, our support team is more than happy to help if it doesn't say allow you to do so in your account or you're curious of how it affects these individual situations. Is this only available in the web app or is it in the Chrome extension too? You can find the functionality that I demoed in tonight's webinar inside of our web application. So it is not in the extension. Where do the coupons come from? You create the coupons inside of your Amazon Seller Central account. There's a video inside of the Academy and inside of the promotion section that shows you exactly step-by-step how to create the coupons inside of your Seller Central account. Can promotions have verified reviews? Reading says otherwise. Typically, products that are sold at a deep discount, regardless if that means a lightning deal or a coupon or anything else, typically Amazon does not put the verified review badge next to it, okay? Now, does the average customer look for that little badge, or is that something that they're kind of concerned with? I would guess probably not, but no, they typically do not have the verified badge next to them. Should I keep the paid membership to keep using JumpSend? So if you used to be a JumpSend customer, we actually migrated everything of yours into Jungle Scout. I'm sure you've gotten kind of a few emails that describe more about this. So now it's just all built into the same platform, so you don't have to worry about having multiple accounts now. How long do you usually run PPC ads after launching a product? Me personally, I run PPC ads forever. So I never stop them. I usually scale back the amount that I'm spending on them, but I continue to run my PPC ads forever. This video is great and walks you through it very well. Thank you very much. Tony said, I have the business plan. Is it $69 per month on top of that? No, you don't have to pay for like the business plan and the plans that I'm talking about tonight. These plans that are set up for Amazon sellers, so people who have a Seller Central account, and have unlocked this functionality, you only pay the prices that I was shown up there before. So if you do have 2 different accounts, maybe there were 2 different emails or something, feel free to just contact our support and they'll be more than happy to help you kind of merge those into one account. Is there a keyword training inside of the web application? I know we've recorded it. I can't remember if it's been edited and put in there or not. But if it's not yet, you can expect to find one soon. I know there's at least a tutorial on Keyword Scout and the benefits of using it and kind of like how you use it, but I don't know for sure if there's a more in depth than that, but you can expect that soon. If I'm already a Jungle Scout customer, but not ready to set up a seller account, should I upgrade now or wait? You do have to have an Amazon Seller Central account to take advantage of this upgrade. So you can wait until you create that Seller Central account. Is the email campaigns and the promotions functionality available to the EU marketplace? Good question, I forgot to cover this. We can send emails to all of the EU, so all of North America, all of the EU. Now, the communities of bargain hunters that we have that are looking for coupons, those are only in the UK and the US. So those are the only marketplaces that we have these shoppers for. So that's where I would kind of like do my product launches at, but you can send emails to all of the customers, regardless if they're in North America or the EU. Let's see. How much of a difference does using a service like Splitly help with your launch? Splitly helps a lot to help you optimize your listings and optimize your price. So if that's something that you would like to do, like improve the conversion rate of your listing, then Splitly is a great opportunity to do so, whether or not you're in kind of the launch phase or further on in your business as well. Can you still rank with a specific keyword? We found that these keyword targeted URLs don't have really any effect on your rank. So Amazon is very smart. They know like what category your product is in. They know the keywords most associated with your product. They know what keywords customers search for and then end up purchasing your product. And that's how they determine which keywords they want to rank your product for, like which of those are like best associated with your particular product. So targeting one keyword in URLs, we found that doesn't work anymore. So yeah, you can still rank well for a keyword though without doing that for sure. Are you allowed to have multiple Seller Central accounts? I think you're asking in Jungle Scout, and can one launch account work with all of them? So yes, if you have multiple Seller Central accounts, maybe it's like your Seller Central account and maybe one of your clients, or your Seller Central account and your EU one or whatever else, you can link up multiple Seller Central accounts to one Jungle Scout account. So that's really nice. And yeah, it really helps just kind of like streamline the whole process. How do you find out where your keyword ranks in relation to the #1 spot, i.e. number 2, number 3, etc.? The screenshots that I showed earlier, those are from Splitly, which has a keyword rank tracker inside of it. Where can we find the email templates? Yolanda, the email template, we have some email templates built in to the email campaigns feature inside of Jungle Scout. And if you sign up for a free trial using the junglescout.com/blastoff link, we'll also send our top 5 templates to you, and it gets sent out the day after you sign up. Are there still hijacker issues? Last time I discounted my product, I had hijackers on my listing. Thank you. This is a great question. And what they're talking about, if you're not familiar with hijackers, is someone purchases your product at a deep discount or maybe full price and then resells it on your listing, okay? Now, technically within Amazon's terms of service, this is allowed. So Amazon's not going to like kick this person off. This is how the Amazon marketplace was built, that multiple people could sell on the same listing. Now, what happens and this is really common inside of like Facebook groups that people are giving out coupons, is there'll be people that go in there and they sell these products, or they purchase them at a really deep discount and then they resell them on your listing. Now, what we do at Jungle Scout, and one of the huge benefits of using a service like ours, is we actively monitor the customers who are redeeming the coupons. And if we find out that someone has resold that on one of our Amazon sellers listings, they get banned from our system. Okay. Now, this is a constant battle that we will fight for eternity. It's never going to go away. But I will say, by devoting serious resources and our customer support reps every day going in there and investigating who these people are and making sure that they get banned, it does greatly reduce it. So is the hijacker problem zero? No. Is it way better than you would find on using a different service or like a free Facebook group or something like that? Absolutely it is, because we have made sure that these people are following our terms of service. Any plans of supporting Canada for keyword and product research? Yes, absolutely. We hope to. So it's already supported for all of the product research functionality. Keyword Scout, or keyword tool, does not yet support Canada, but it will soon. We get a lot of requests for that, and we definitely hear you guys. What can you have in the email campaigns? Great question. The most common follow-up email campaign is one that you're requesting the customer to leave a product review. Now, you said, what can you have in there? So to give you some more specifics, you have to ask for a review in an unbiased way. So what you cannot do is say like, hey, if you really enjoyed this and you're willing to leave me a 5-star, then please leave me a review. If not, contact me. Something like that's not allowed. What is allowed is to ask for just like an unbiased review request. So, hey, if you wouldn't mind, please leave a review. It helps other shoppers and helps small businesses like mine. Something like that would be perfectly fine. So that's the most popular email campaign. Other ones that are also popular, or less popular but also doable, are things like asking for seller feedback, or sending a PDF that has assembly instructions in it, or something along those lines. Let's see. Amazon suggests no direct or embedded links in emails to customers. Can you speak to this? If you can include links in the emails. You cannot link off to another site. So you can include, like a link to your the page where they would leave a review, right? If you try to use like link tracking or track them to someone else, it's not going to work. So I would encourage you not to do that. Here's a good one. Carl said, what do you find to be effective as a relaunch strategy? And I actually use the same strategy to like relaunch a product as what I do for a new product. What to use in order to build a customer base that you can then target deals at? So you have to do this off the Amazon platform, okay? So what I meant when I was talking about building an audience or customer base is I would do something like, so our last $1 million case study product was our keyboard tray. So maybe I would start a website where I leave reviews for office products or keyboard trays, or I give information about ergonomic office products, and I start to build traffic to that website, and then I could start collecting email addresses for some kind of email opt-in or whatever else. I would then kind of have an audience that I knew was passionate about like the office equipment space. And then if I were building out a whole product line, then I could send them emails when I was launching a new product. But as you can imagine, this is pretty timely, or this takes quite a bit of time and a lot of effort and some expertise in order to like build a website, create content for it, build email opt-ins, et cetera, et cetera. Will we be able to rewatch this webinar? Yes, absolutely. We'll have the replay available on our YouTube channel. What is the Amazon terms of service on Mac's email responders sent to buyers? Amazon has a limit of the ratio of sales in a month to emails. And I'm pretty sure it's 4-to-1, but it might be 5-to-1. So I mean, like if you have 100 sales, then you can send 500 emails. That being said, I encourage you not to do that. I encourage you to send 2 or maximum 3 emails. If you start sending 4 or 5 emails to one customer, I think the chance of upsetting them is much higher. So, you don't want to abuse this. You don't want to upset your customers. You don't want to upset Amazon. So I would encourage you guys to do like 2 or 3 emails max. Mike WP said, Greg, you're the man. This is a crazy good deal and you made my day. Thank you very much, Mike. I'm really happy to hear that. What happens when you deny a person for asking for a coupon on lunch? It just doesn't send the coupon to them. That's all. So, the reason that we have that in there is if some of the requests are kind of like stale, like they asked for a coupon, say a week ago, and you have a whole bunch more coupon requests, then sometimes what I'll do is I'll remove some of those people who requested it like a week ago because they might not be as excited about your product anymore. And I would approve one of those people who just asked like that day because I know they still want it and are still excited. Let's see. To get reviews, you mentioned product inserts. Can you put a URL to your branded site in this insert? Yes, you can. And you of course see that like with all the big brands, right? Well, you see lots of like product inserts or instructions or whatever else with all these big brands that includes information about their own company or website, right? Like we got a new TV the other day. It's a Samsung TV. I opened it up and there's a little card in there with some information about it. And it also said, hey, please check out Samsung.com and subscribe for our warranty or whatever else. Don't verified reviews count for more than unverified reviews? Sales velocity matters, but don't reviews matter too? No one knows exactly how the Amazon search algorithm works, okay? I believe that I have a pretty good understanding of it because I've done lots of testing and I talked to lots of people who are kind of experts in this area. It's of my belief that the number of reviews does not directly correlate to your ranking on Amazon. That being said, like I spoke about earlier, I strongly believe that the conversion rate of your listing does affect your keyword search rank, okay? Now, more reviews likely lead to a higher conversion rate because you have additional social proof there. So indirectly, it's a little bit related, but I don't believe that the number of reviews or whether or not they're verified versus unverified affects your, directly affects your search engine rank. Are all the features available for the UK marketplace? Yes, they are. I see a few questions around PPC. I'm not going to answer them in this particular webinar just because that wasn't the focus, but we do have some new PPC content up on our YouTube channel, and I know that there's some more of it in the works right now. Jumpsend only works in the US market. So remember this functionality like this, the deal site and the email campaigns, this is all built into Jungle Scout. So this is now Jungle Scout, which is very exciting. That's why you get it for such a good deal. And you get all this functionality in one place, which is just much easier for you to use. The deals promotion aspect of it, we have communities in the US and the UK that request these coupons. The email campaigns and pretty much everything else inside of Jungle Scout works for all of North America and the EU. How many days should I give coupons for product giveaway at a deep discount? What I would encourage you to do is I would encourage you to go into Keyword Scout. So again, that's the keyword research tool that's included inside of the memberships that you can find at junglescout.com/blastoff. In there, there's a recommended giveaways column. This recommends to you how many units that we believe you'd have to give like assisted conversions for or assisted sales. And I usually recommend people do that for between about 1 to 2 weeks. So the example I gave you a little bit earlier, that person chose to do 10 days. What I usually do is I start with about 7 days and then monitor it on a daily basis to see when my search rank really starts to improve. Once it starts to improve, that's when I start to cut back on the number of coupons that I'm giving out. What is the point of seller feedback versus product review? How does this affect ranking? Good question, Paul. Seller feedback is when a customer leaves feedback on the person selling the product instead of on the product itself. Back in the day on Amazon, before there was fulfillment by Amazon, customers, I mean, this is still available through fulfillment by merchant, but it was much more popular for people to fulfill their goods themselves. During that, similar to what eBay did, they released functionality for customers to leave feedback on the seller. So essentially how good of a seller this is. And it usually has to do with how quickly they ship the product or how well it was packaged. Fast forward today when pretty much everyone uses FBA, seller feedback is pretty much pointless. I doubt any of the Amazon shoppers actually look at seller feedback, and I'm of the belief that it doesn't affect your search rankings at all. So that's why I don't really encourage people to kind of like focus on the seller feedback section of it. Really, the product reviews are what are much more valuable for you. If I already have a Jungle Scout web app subscription, the launch portion of the web app is an additional monthly cost, ? The plans that we've built for people who have Amazon Seller Central accounts are set up in a different pricing tier. Now, I don't know what web app subscription that you're on, but you could actually potentially save money and get additional functionality depending on what subscription that you're on. So I'd encourage you to go into your Jungle Scout web application, go down, click on the little launch button on the left-hand side on the nav bar, and scroll down there and see which one of those pricing tiers would correlate to how many orders that you have each month. And then you can decide whether or not you want to upgrade. But remember, you also get all the functionality that you currently have in your subscription. So most people find that it's an extremely good deal once you become a Amazon seller. How long does it take for MWS to sync up with your Amazon account for the first time for launch? If you have a small account and you only have a few products, it'll probably only take a few hours. If you have a larger account, it could actually take up to about like 24 hours. I think we normally tell people, hey, wait about 24 hours, but it actually doesn't take that long for most accounts. And there is actually, after you sync up your MWS account, there's a little progress bar on the top so you can see how long or how far you've gone and how much longer it's going to be. If a customer opts out of emails, will the automated Jungle Scout email system still go ahead and send the emails to the customers? And will that not get us into trouble with Amazon's terms of service? Great question. About a year and a half ago, Amazon started to allow shoppers to opt out of emails. Now, they really should have done this a long time ago because every other company like in the whole world always gives their customers the ability to opt out of emails because it actually is a federal law. Now, they just did this a year and a half ago. That's a separate point. And when a customer opts out of these emails, they no longer receive them. Just like that you would on any other website. Like if you get an email from Macy's and you go down to the bottom and unsubscribe, you won't get emails later from them. So as a seller, when you send an email that someone has opted out of, Amazon sends you an email back letting you know that that email was not delivered. Okay, so systems like Jungle Scout and all of them don't have any way to know who's opted out of an email until they try to send it and get that response. Okay, so the last part is, will this get us in trouble with Amazon's terms of service? No, absolutely not. This has been going on for like a year and a half. I think when Amazon first released that, people were worried about that, but they actually released an official statement shortly thereafter clarifying that no, you will not get in trouble by attempting to send an email to someone even though they've opted out, because you have no way to know who's opted out and who hasn't. Can we use launch to relaunch a product that's been available for a few months? Yes, absolutely. So if you've launched a product and you found that the sales haven't been as high as what you have wished, feel free to use our launch functionality to help you relaunch your product. Is Jungle Scout part of Amazon? Do you guys share information with Amazon? No, Jungle Scout is a privately held company, not part of not part of Amazon. So no, we are fully a separate entity, and we receive information from your Amazon seller account if you choose to give us permission to do so, but the information doesn't go the other way. Should I run Profit Peak, which is a splitly functionality when I launch my product, or wait till I have organic sales? I would wait till you have organic sales, and Profit Peak is going to work much better. Thanks for a great answer. Is there a way to then transfer seller feedback to the product review, as I have had a great product reviews on my seller feedback? This is not the worst, but you can attempt to contact that customer if you would like. And you could say something along the lines of like, just as a heads up, I realized that you left feedback or review that was in regards to my product, but it was actually on my seller feedback section. Would you mind moving that over to the product review? From what I understand, that would be within Amazon's terms of service. That'd be fine to do so. So you could try that. Let's see. Trying to look through to see if there's any questions that really haven't been answered yet. Lots of thanks. You are awesome. Thanks. Can you please provide me brief guidance to market the product when I first time launch? Really marketing on Amazon, I think, comes down to like creating a good listing. You can do things like on a platform like Amazon PPC. But Fred, I would encourage you to go to Jungle Scout, check in the free resources section, and look at our $1 million case study. The $1 million case study is an A to Z guide where we publicly and transparently show you how to launch a product. We show you what we're launching. And what's even cooler is we take all the money that we get from the sales and we actually donate them to Pencils of Promise, which is a charity to build schools for underprivileged kids around the world. So it's a really neat project and very informative for all of our audience. So we have questions for we have time for about one more question, then we'll wrap this up for tonight. There was a few questions on how to get the link. So I'm gonna put that back up on the screen here real quickly while I look for one more question in here. Those of you who are interested for signing up for the free 7-day trial to get access to all this functionality we spoke about, you can find it at junglescout.com/blastoff. And most of the people are going to be at the plans. It's only like $49 or $69 per month. So it's very inexpensive to use. You get all of the functionality that you would inside of the Jungle Scout web application, plus all the stuff we're talking about tonight. And like I mentioned earlier, if you've been following us, you've seen how quickly we've been releasing new features and functionality and providing just additional value for you guys and really helping you continue to optimize your business. So you can find that at junglescout.com/blastoff. Is a free product giveaway after purchase against terms of service? The big companies do it by filtering 1 to 3 and 4 to 5 customers through a series of questions. I don't know if I fully understand that question. You can give away coupons. We know that's fully within terms of service. Filtering customer, it looks like there's 2 different questions here. Filtering customers to try to figure out which ones to ask for review, that definitely would be against the terms of service. So when you use the Jungle Scout functionality to send these follow-up emails asking for a review, it sends them to every one of your customers, okay? It's not qualifying or filtering these customers in any way, and that's both the ethical and the way that's within Amazon's terms of service to do it. Lots of love in here. Thank you. Thanks, Greg. Thank you so much. I just signed up. Thank you for the awesome webinar. What is JS Disco? I see that on your mug. It actually says JS Discover what's next. Maybe JS Disco will be the next thing happening though. But I think that wraps it up. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I've really enjoyed this. I know you guys are going to love this, having this extra power inside of the Jungle Scout app, junglescout.com/blast off to sign up. That's it for the night. See you guys. Bye-bye.